right, here we go, rolling into it now. Breaking news, in case you missed it off the top, Iran's president, Ebrahim Raisi, is dead this morning after a helicopter crash killed him and a host of other folks in a mountainous region in Iran. The helicopter had a hard landing, apparently, because nobody survived, according to state TV. The 63-year-old president of Iran dead this morning. What does that mean? Well, I want to bring in somebody who might have some insight on that. Pete Hoekstra, former U.S. ambassador to the Netherlands, served 18 years in the U.S. House, including representing Michigan's 2nd District, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Pete, welcome back to the program.
Steve, it's always good to be with you. Thank you. Good morning.
All right, so you've been following this. I mean, the reports of this crash began late last night here, and today confirmed that he has been killed. What does that mean? How does that impact the structure of the regime in Tehran?
Well, I expect you'll see the same type of leadership moving forward. You're not going to see a reassessment of their strategy, their engagement throughout the Middle East, their engagement with Russia, their engagement with China. That's all going to stay the same. But I would bet that by Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to start seeing the accusations that the Israelis, the U.S., and others might have been involved in this crash. It will be.
Is that possible?
That we were involved?
Yeah.
Or that the Israelis were involved? Well, I mean, you've seen that the Israelis clearly have penetrated into Iran on multiple occasions. I think they have the capability. I doubt very, very much that they would have the intent or, that they were behind this type of activity. I don't think so.
I don't even know how the president of Iran is selected. And obviously, they're not elected. They are selected. And I don't know what power they yield compared to the Ayatollah in Iran. I really don't understand the structure of the regime particularly well, maybe not as well as I should. So I just need to sort it out. How powerful was this guy?
Your first comment was the most accurate assessment. Look at the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
The president works at, serves, he technically is elected, but serves at the will, really, of the Ayatollah. This is not a functioning democracy where you've got, two separate branches of government, that are competing against each other or working to, deciding whether they're going to work together or not. The Ayatollah sets the tone and the tenor for the foreign policy of Iran.
Yeah. All right. I want to go back. I want to play that Bite 11 again, guys, in D.C. I want Pete to react to this. This is Joe Biden in Detroit over the weekend, saying that during the pandemic as vice president, he was sent to Detroit by Barack Obama to make it better. As vice president, a job he left in 2017. I want you to hear this, Pete. Hold on. Roll it.
And when I was vice president, things were kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was Barack said to me, go to Detroit and help fix it. Well, poor mayor, he spent more time with me than he ever thought he was going to have to. God love you.
Okay, Pete, look, here, the reason I bring this up is because since we last spoke, Joe Biden challenged Donald Trump to 2 debates, one on June 27th, one in September. And when I hear things like that, he's talking about being vice president, being sent to Detroit by Barack Obama during the pandemic, which came more than 3 years later after he left the vice presidency. Is June 27th a test run to see if he can even survive a debate, and then they have a chance to replace him with somebody like Gretchen Whitmer? What do you make of this?
I think it's very, very possible. Number one, I think they wanted to challenge debates, the president, or President Donald Trump, to debates, get that out of the way, believing that maybe when Trump was confronted with the reality that one would be on ABC and one was going to be on CNN with no live studio audience, the Trump team would say no. Instead, the Trump team just embraced the idea, started throwing some different ideas out there. Newt Gingrich, he threw out the idea on, I think, Thursday or Friday, instead of doing this with no audience, hey, why don't you do it in the University of Michigan football stadium? Let's have real democracy. Let's have them debate in front of 100,000 people. And even John, over the weekend, or John Kasich, the never Trumper, the former governor of Ohio, said, he's seeing the possibility and hearing the rumblings that Joe Biden may not actually even be on the ticket this November. And
we've been talking about that for a while, and that's why I say is June the 27th, a test run, so they can get him out of the way and put Gretchen Whitmer in, because that is the plan. Make no mistake, Pete, that's the plan. Her team is ready. Her advisors are ready. Her fundraisers are ready. That machine is ready to roll right now. It's not a very well-kept secret.
The team is ready. They're going to run Joe out there, and every time they run him out there, it doesn't work very well. Speaking in Detroit, also at Morehead College, Morehouse, I think yesterday, that didn't go very well. Putting him in a live debate, maybe they may already know what's going to happen. They know it's not probably going to be a very good performance. They're setting the bar very, very low, but he may not even be able to meet that low bar. If he doesn't meet the low bar, cross that, it's very, very possible that we may see someone else on the ticket. And I think you're right. The only person positioned to assume that mantle of the Republican,
it's Gretchen Whitmer. You can bet your bottom dollar on it, my friend. It's Gretchen Whitmer. They've got their money on that horse. Here's the problem, though, that they face in that particular scenario. You run Kamala Harris out the door, woman of color. The whole thing this whole identity politics thing, it's going to blow up in their face.
No, not necessarily. I could see a ticket with two women on it.
So you keep Kamala in this number 2 position?
Yep. Keep Kamala on number 2. You replace you replace Joe Biden, put Gretchen at the top of the ticket, and you run with a 2-woman platform, a 2-woman ticket.
There's a twist on it I hadn't seen coming, but usually people like to pick their own running mate. But okay, Pete, I'm open to that. I bet, people are like, oh my gosh, how can it be Whitmer? They've got nobody else. It can't be Newsom.
Right.
It's not going to be Pritzker of Illinois. It's not going to be. That's it. That's the person that's set up to run and has the best position. That woman from Michigan would be, by the way, just for those of you scoring at home, she can win. Make no mistake, she can win. So let's just be clear about that. Pete, I'll give you the last word.
No, that's exactly right. She's been running a presidential national campaign for the last year and a half. She's been positioning herself for this. Some of the policies she's put in place are terrible for Michigan. They're good for a national platform.
Exactly. And right. They don't care about us, Pete. They care about winning, and they care about power. You're exactly right. Pete, always appreciate it. Next time around, we're going to talk about EVs and some other stuff. Didn't get to it today, but always good to see you, my friend.
Great. Thank you. Have a great day.